guys? Hope you're having a great afternoon. Can I just tell you, I have the best feeling in the world because something happened that has not happened in a really long time. So I was across town having lunch with a friend. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to leave right now because if I don't, I'm going to have to, I'll end up being late for the show. So I gotta zip out of here. And I got in the car and I just was like, oh, I gotta get home. And I just thought to myself, how long has it been, right? How long has it been since life felt normal again? Although, having that kind of stress of I have to get somewhere every day probably wasn't the best thing for any of us. But it has been 18 months or more since I was across town having a lunch and then had to zip back across town in order to do something else and not be late. And I did not want to be late for all of you, so because you are my gang, you are my gathering group, you're my tribe. So hi to Arlene, hello to Teresa, hello to Lene. I know somebody else is here, but I can't tell who it is, probably Frank. And should we talk pumpkin? Should we talk this most beautiful, beautiful pumpkin? I'm going to taste it for you. I just want you to know I do not have fingerprints left on my fingers from skinning the pumpkins because they were too hot to actually skin. But I needed to wrap the show up so that you could all see the finished product. So this is cooled down. 2 3-pound pumpkins, perfect. It's all in, plus the tastings that we did. I think Tom and I did this. And you should see how just beautiful, rich, and golden that is. Is that fantastic? I mean, it tastes like the best pumpkin you've ever had in your life. I mean, it really tastes like pumpkin. And there's no aftertaste. In other words, no aluminum aftertaste, no salt that's been added, no sugar that's been added, and this is just absolutely incredible. And I had to finish that off, of course. And I was absolutely thrilled beyond belief to be able to do this for you yesterday because, as you know, when I get into Nanny Bubby's test kitchen, I need to be able to work things through and figure out what to do and what not to do for when I take it to the TV. And I am going to take this to Channel 8 next Thursday and help Rocky understand that making your own pumpkin is so much easier. When she goes home for Thanksgiving, she's going to make her mom and dad so very, very proud. She has gained so much confidence just in 3 episodes that we've done together. She has really, really, really come a long way. I'm thrilled. She just, I remember the very first day I said, okay, go ahead and put the salt in, and or it was something a teaspoon of something, and she was nervous just to put in a teaspoon of whatever it was. I don't really quite remember exactly what it was at the time. So anyway, thanks for the love and the hearts. So what are we doing today? We're making turkey rolls, but I really have to show you this first. Do you see these beautiful flowers here? Just want to say, these just came today. These were a thank you gift for the baby shower, and they brought me so much joy and pleasure and beauty. They were just, Tom brought them in, Brenda brought them in just as about 5 minutes before I walked in the door. So I haven't been able to take them out of the water and set them up properly, but beautiful flowers for a really beautiful day. And of course, I wanted to share those with you as well. One other thing. So thank you all for filling out the poll, is that what it is, or the form that I sent out. I will tell you that overwhelmingly the #1 thing that people said they wanted to be able to do is to learn how to cook things ahead the day before in order that on the day of Thanksgiving they're not feeling so stressed and so what do I do next, and trying to get everything out at the same time. And the second thing that they would like to do is do a class on Zoom. So I'm thinking that it would be really, well, wait a minute, it was menu planning, I'm sorry. Class on Zoom is the #1 thing people would like to do in order to learn. And the second most important thing to everybody was menu planning. So cooking ahead was #1 by a long shot, and menu planning was #2. So I am thinking about putting together a Zoom class for those that aren't just gatherers, but those that are people from out in the world and community who would like to join in. It'll be a paid class, I'm thinking $99, and it will be a make ahead Thanksgiving and also menu planning. So I just think it could be a lot of fun. There's always room for 20, and we'll just do 20 people on Zoom. So tell your friends, if nothing else. You guys get to cook with me for free every single day, and all the winners are going to get to cook as well. But for this Thanksgiving class, I really want to, you know, everybody says, how do you make money, Marla? And I've never really been interested in that, but the costs are mounting up for me on this end, and so it's time to start offsetting that with some revenue. So if you know anybody who might want to join in, have them keep an eye out. I'm going to post something. Let's see who's here. Daman Cabriadia. That's a mouthful, but I think I got it out. Marcy Dvorak is here. Hey, Marcy, nice to see you. So we are going to start today. I think I have one more thing to show you. I do. So, how about, and also I just wanted to say this. If you look down in the show notes, everybody, right under where it says it's 3 p.m. and it's time for Nanny Bubby, and it says we're cooking turkey lettuce wraps today, which we are, there's also a link to my calendar. And if you wanted to book a 30-minute free cooking confidence coaching discovery call, you can just set an appointment with me via that link, and I'd be happy to just talk you through if you have, you know, what the course would be like, and usually I solve maybe one of your problems in that discovery call. And so if you want to do that, just let me know. Okay, so let's talk about tomorrow. Brittany Bevins is going to be joining me. You might have seen the story on Instagram and Facebook. This is called Garden Guidance, and these are cards. They come, this box is laminated, so if it's in your kitchen, you're not gonna get it wet and ruin it. And the backs are the same beautiful print. These are all illustrated. She's an artist by her. And as an example, I got my deck of cards today. I'm so sorry. Let me switch this around again, Facebook. You can't flip until you're on the air. I used to flip before. There we go. All right, I flipped. Now you can read it. So this is bell peppers, and at the bottom of every card, it says boosts immunity, promotes digestive health, and 5 other things that bell peppers are good for, including your eyes. Shallots, which we're using today. Onions here's a red onion, which we're using today. And how you use these, it's really quite fantastic. So this says good for oral health, heart health, great for skin acne treatment, relieves stomach ache. Well, onions give me a stomach ache. Can't do onions, raw onions anyway. Loaded with antioxidant, lowers blood pressure, and relieves respiratory disorders. So we are going to have Brittany on as a guest. I'm just going to show you one more just glance at these cards. So let's say I was going to the grocery store, and I'm like, what am I going to make today? I don't know. And I'm just going to turn these cards over like this, and I am just going to pull out this one, 1, 2, and let's pull from over here, and 3. Okay, so let's see what I pulled. We'll do this again tomorrow with her, but let's see what this is. This is bok choy. Okay, not bad. Turnip, not bad. And radicchio. So maybe I could say to myself, you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to get these 3 things at the grocery store, and I'm going to come home and I'm going to see what I can do. Hey, Mark Goldberg. I'm going to see what I can do to make them. What can I put together? What recipe can I find that can take these wonderful items that are so good? Turnips, again, lowers blood pressure. I mean, the bottom line is every vegetable lowers blood pressure. So if you've got high blood pressure, eat more vegetables, right? That's one way to lower that blood pressure. Relieves intestinal problems, cancer prevention. So anybody who might be dealing with cancer and is struggling in that department, turnips are your friend. put turnips in chicken soup. Buy organic chicken stock and just boil the turnips in the chicken soup and take all those nutrients. Organic turnips take all the nutrients out for cancer prevention. Improves digestion, great for skin and hair, anti-inflammatory. Like, I want to be able to get my rings on in the morning, so maybe I should eat turnips at night. And enhances heart health. For bok choy, heart healthy again, anti-inflammatory, great for skin health, maintains bone health because there's lots of calcium in the green leafy vegetables, decreases blood pressure, boosts immune, and supports thyroid, which all of us, I know that many of you don't know this, but all of us who were raised in southern Nevada in the 50s and early 60s when we had above ground nuclear testing at the atomic test site called Mercury. That caused a lot of thyroid issues in young children when they grew up who are coincidentally my age. So anything that you can eat that helps you with thyroid is really an awesome thing. And I can't remember where I just saw bok choy supports thyroid function. So there's that. Okay, I have many friends who have thyroid cancers or thyroid Graves' disease. And so that's just something that happened to all of us who were living here during the above ground testing years. Increases mental sharpness for the radicchio. So I'm going to eat a bunch of this. So bottom line is tomorrow the developer, the founder of these cards is going to be joining us from Maui, Hawaii. And we're going to talk to her about her illustrated artwork. All of these are illustrated. These are not photographs. And the artwork was done personally by her. And we're going to find out more about her inspiration behind why she did it. She's going to be giving 2 of these card decks away tomorrow to all of you. So make sure that you tune in and you watch. So let me just connect here and see why I cannot see everybody. So sorry, guys. It's Facebook. I just don't know why it's doing this, but I just cannot see anybody, so I'm so sorry. All right, so from there we are pushing on. I'm doing shallots, red onion, and red bell peppers, or just bell peppers. And you know, I find the most interesting people that are out there in the world through the benefit of Zoom these days. I met Brittany for the very first time yesterday. She has a beautiful story to tell. You guys are really going to enjoy the story, and you're going to enjoy winning 2 of these decks. So make sure that you tune in tomorrow. Now with that, let's turn this puppy up. If you cannot hear me, I'll take the headsets out because a lot of times when this is sizzling, it drowns out the sound. So if you cannot hear me suddenly, you'll let me know. And again, if you're just joining us, we talked a lot about the pumpkin from yesterday that we made, where Nanny Bubby has no more fingerprints left, but nonetheless, it was very good. Watch the replay of the first few minutes of the show. Okay, how about that for announcements? I've got everything here except my knife. So since I still have headsets in, I can walk away and talk to all of you. Pull out my knife, and let's get going. Okay, here we go. So we're going to, I think I need to take off this bracelet too because it always gets stuck in my knife. There we go. All right. So we're starting with shallots, and we're just going to dice these really easily. Can you guys see that? I think you can. And who's going to be joining tomorrow and take a chance of winning the card deck? Also, all of you who are joining, we have our last drawing on Nanny Bubby's 1-year anniversary, October 22nd, which is Friday. And even though I'm going to be in Sedona, Arizona, I'm going to be stopping down and reading the 3 winners for the postings and gather, where you post your very favorite Nanny Bubby show, tip, or recipe, or interview. You get 1 entry for something that you post with a picture of something that you made from the year, or you get 2 entries for that, or 1 entry for just posting text and words. So it's been so much fun. Let me see if I can walk down memory lane. Teresa, Tanya Murray, our bride who's getting married Saturday night, and Judy Woods won the first week. The second week was Lucy, Frank, and Arlene. There we go. And so, hey, Susie. And so now we are looking for the next 3 winners. Of course, if you win, you get to invite a guest to join us on a Zoom Thanksgiving cooking class. Once we've got all the winners in and we know who we are, we're going to pick a date and decide what we would all like to do. We'll have just I'll send out maybe a poll to all the winners, and you can just give me some ideas of what you'd like to do all together, and I'm really looking forward to spending that time with all of you. So, okay. All right. Shallots are done. Okay. Let's take this fabulous little olive oil finder here, and I'm going to use about 1 full tablespoon of oil. There we go. Perfectly measured. Turn on the heat. Again, let me know if you can't hear me, and I will take the headsets off. Okay. There we go. Perfectly measured, 1 tablespoon. We're going to take shallots, and we're going to also take this onion, and afterwards we're going to put in the garlic, but let me just at least chop up this garlic, and we're going to have ourselves a great dinner tonight. I have lettuce wraps, butter lettuce wraps. Now pretty soon I'm going to be able to just go out into my garden and pull butter lettuce because I planted butter lettuce, and I'm very excited about that. Fabian is here and watching. I'm trying to be able to see everybody, and I just can't. Facebook is stuck. So there we go. Okay. Lana is here. Lana Fabian is here. Marcy is here. Susie's here. Arlene is here. Let's see who else. Okay. Well, that's good. At least I got you all back now. Good to see you. All right. I'm going to tip this down again. There we go. All right. So again, you know, when it comes to dicing an onion, it's really very easily because nature has already made ribs into the onion. So I just tend to cut it and just peel. Whoop, that was onion melt right in my eye. Wow. Okay. Just peel that right off. Just go right in for it. And since we cut down the center and made it flat right here, not the center of the edge, we are going to set it on its edge, nice and flat. I always hold on to it back here because there's, you know, some extra stems there from where it grows. So I hold on to this, set it down flat, and then I just slice down very thin. There we go. And you see how I'm just holding this stem and it stabilizes it. There we go. Throw that away. And then what I do is I cut these in half. Like this. And then miraculously, set this one here, as you slice through this, with the rings that are already here in the onion, make sure you can see that. See that? Okay. And as you slice down, it's just comes out in dices. Now these are big chunky dices, albeit I will give you that, but nonetheless, if you wanted to make it thinner, you wanted to make it smaller, you certainly could. So we're going to just dice all this up, throw the shallots and the onions in. I'm starting to cry. My eyes have got the best of me here. And away we go. So let me just get this olive oil. Everybody hearing me okay? Just let me know. Let me turn you around. Finish this right here, like this. Now we're only going to do these until we sweat the onions. We'll salt them, we'll pepper them, and then we'll put in, hey Lisa, there you are, nice to see you. Okay, ready? So my eyes have gotten the best of me. The onions have really gotten, I think the splash of the onion milk that went into my eye, that squirted directly in my eye, might have contributed a little bit to my discomfort, but we'll get it away. Judy Woods is here, you guys see? I thought I saw it. Where did I see Judy? No? Yes, Judy's there. Hi, okay. Lisa's here, Judy's here, there's Arlene. Okay, everybody's found us. Everybody everybody's back. So just one more reminder. Tomorrow, Brittany Bevins, who illustrated all these beautiful vegetable garden guidance cards, is going to be joining me from Maui, Hawaii. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And so I invite you all. She's going to be giving away 2 of those card decks. So by all means, please join us tomorrow. We have such great guests all the time, and they give away such great gifts. And we've all got collections, whether we won them or whether we ordered them afterwards. It's always fantastic. So, okay. How's it sound, everybody? So again, we don't want to put the garlic in while we're cooking the onions, because what happens is it'll burn, and nobody wants a big mouthful of burnt garlic. So we're going to sweat out these onions first. Stand by. I need a spoon. Got my wooden spoon. It's time for another one. Arlene says, love the cards, hope to win tomorrow. That would be great. Well, you have to get in line behind Lene. She tends to win absolutely everything. But she's so cute about that. She said she's never won anything in her life, but she seems to be very lucky here at Nanny Bubby. So we wish everybody the absolute best. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit of salt on here. I really have to tell you how much I have enjoyed watching all of you make your posts and gather with Nanny Bubby. It has been just an amazing year of all of us coming into a community, my opportunity to have gotten to know so many of you so well that I really didn't know before, make lifetime connections with people that I hadn't seen or heard from in 50 years or so. And it really has been just a wonderful, wonderful year for me, and hopefully for you, especially at the time that we started. Everything was shut down, and it was a perfect time for people to connect and to find each other again. And here we are, even though life seems to be returning to normal, as mine was today, as I rushed across town from having lunch on the other side of town. And it's just been really lovely. And there were so many things that did take place in the last year. Yes, Judy, I love this food too. There were so many things that took place in the last year that I'd actually forgotten about. And so listening to all of you make your post of what was your favorite was just delightful, because it took me on a trip down to memory lane as well. So, you know, you're all trying to win something, but the biggest winner in all of this is me, because you just have filled my heart and my soul and inspired me, and it's why I'm here every day, and why I want to continue to be here for everybody in some form or another as we continue into our 2nd year. Do you think I could do this every day for another whole year? I don't know. I really don't know. But for now, I'm not planning on going anywhere. So when the day comes that something comes about where it's time, then it's time. But for now, I'm forging ahead. Aren't you guys glad? You know I'm glad. I'm not ready to say goodbye. We'll just disappear. Okay. So here we go. This is all starting to caramelize right now. Let me turn in, thanks, Arlene. Let me show you how this is starting to caramelize, and that's just the best thing that can happen. I think what we're going to do is take this garlic now, pop it into this spoon. Kind of doing a sloppy job at it, but it just seemed like the easiest thing to grab all that garlic with right now. Nice thing is that it's on this parchment paper, so it makes it slip. You do not want this to burn, this garlic. This pot is very hot. Okay, oh, I can smell it. Wow! And now what we're going to do is we are going to put in the peppers and a little bit of extra olive oil, because, again, we just don't want this garlic. 1 more tablespoon. Perfect. I mean, this measurement is so perfect. 1 more bit of olive oil to temper the pan. And what will give it a lot of actual water to keep it from burning will be these mushrooms. And I'm just going to do a rough chop on these mushrooms. Let me turn you so you can see that. And ready? Boom, boom, boom. Smells so good. So we're going to go ahead and cook all these vegetables. And then we are going to put in the turkey, the ground turkey. And I found the ground turkey at Costco again yesterday. We used to go to Costco every week, but when the shutdown came and everything happened, I may not be going back to Costco anytime soon because now they're having toilet paper and paper towel shortages, and honestly, I would rather just not know about it. It's just so frustrating for me to see people taking from others where everybody just had a loving attitude. There would never be a shortage. We'd all share, and life would be more beautiful. So, I mean, if I have to use a wash rag and wash it each time as opposed to toilet paper, not to give you a terrible visual, but I mean, I can't get into the hoarding idea, and I know you can't either, so I'm very grateful for that. Okay, so, oh my God, you don't want me to get on that high horse, right? That one is not one we want to go to. So I'm going to add the seasoning. Costco has a loving attitude. They limit you to one. That's smart. That's smart. And I also love that when everybody was hoarding toilet paper, that when supplies came back, everybody wanted to return their toilet paper, and Costco refused to take it back. And I love that. I love that. Okay, so I'm going to season this with a little bit of chipotle powder, which will give this a really nice smoky flavor. And every time I say that word smoked, I think about my hickory smoked olive oil. So a little bit of the chipotle powder, a little bit of the smoked sweet paprika. Reach in, there we go. You can smell the sweet and you can smell the smoke. Oh my God. Oh, so good. And I'm definitely finishing this with the hickory smoked olive oil. That is going to be my finishing oil. I'm going to grab some Malden smoked sea salt. I'm going to just do smoke, 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 and then on top of fresh lettuce wraps. This is a great recipe, and I definitely needed my fan today, but I forgot it again. So why did I buy a fan, everybody? What was the point of buying a fan if I couldn't use it? If I don't remember to use it, I can use it for certain reason. Okay, off we go. I'm throwing this away so I can cough off camera here. It's from the smoke. That's how you know we're doing it right. I'm not too concerned. It's the chipotle. It's the smoky chipotle is smoking into my throat here, so my apologies. The other members of this group are very nice and helpful as well. They are. I love when you guys get in together with Nanny Bubby and post your questions, and those questions are actually answered by everybody in the community. And that is so fun. Or if you find something, honestly, you guys should go out shopping and say, hey, you know, I found this. I think last year there was something everybody was looking for a Thanksgiving menu item. And I can't remember what it was. Maybe all of you who were watching can remember what it was. But we couldn't find it anywhere. It was something that I remember Tanya and I were making. And suddenly Sprouts showed up with it. And everybody posted it into the chat on Gathering Nanny Bubby, and took pictures. I think it was, I don't know what it was. It was purple something. I know it was purple something. Does anybody remember what it was? Hey there. The Wintermans are here. I'm so excited. So let me show you what this is browning. I'm going to keep myself St. Louis, and she tunes in all the time. And I know many of you, Teresa's from Reno, I know we have some people from New Jersey. I know that we've got people from all over the country, and I know that we've got people from Argentina. So it's really interesting. Nanny Bubby didn't open for me today. I don't know why, Frank. It's weird, right? Sometimes that just happens. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, today I couldn't get the apron switched around, and it really upsets me that I can only get effects once I go live. I mean, Facebook, what are you thinking? Like, do you think we really want to stop down and say to our audience, excuse me, while I add an effect to what I'm doing here? It's so unprofessional. But you have to be able to read what I'm doing here. And the cards, you don't want those cards to be backwards, because it's more important that you be able to read them than I be able to read them. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry, Frank, but hang in there. Don't let it discourage you. Just keep on coming. Okay, so I am looking for, I wanted to show you the lettuce. Hold on. Okay. So before I get in, this is called organic living butter lettuce. I love this. It's a live, it's got, the live, I don't even know what you would call this, soil still attached to it. And I'm going to cut that off and run cold water through it, turn it upside down and let it drip dry. And we are going to wrap these turkey, I don't even know what you call it, this turkey sauté into the lettuce wraps. We will use, I can't think of what I was going to say here, what we use, I don't know. We'll use white rice on the side, we'll use Cholula, that's what I was getting ready to say, we will make sort of a Mexican flavored meal for us tonight, and really it's, there's only so many ingredients that you really have out there, but it's how you change them, how you combine all the different ingredients that makes, cooking fun. You experiment, just like pulling out the cards. So, it just is what it is. I've made this a number of times for all of you, but I'm going to just add a little difference to this. Today I'm making it more smoky than spicy. Before I made it very spicy, and it's just the perfect blend. Now, one thing that I am not sure about here is that usually I use the dark meat turkey or dark meat chicken. Nanny Bubby's working now. I use the dark meat turkey or chicken, but I believe that this from Costco was an all white meat turkey, and it's a little bit drier, and I'm not sure I'm going to like the flavor as much as with the dark meat. Lisa says, I love that my favorite lettuce, they have it at Smith's too. Well, that's good to know. That is very good to know. Yeah, I love it too. I love buttered lettuce, but the best buttered lettuce is going to come out of Nanny Bubby's garden, so we've got that. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is cover this and let it just saute, but just cook and steam down. Let me grab the top. There we go. And what we will do is, let me show you how to clean this lettuce, because it can be kind of tricky. Now, one thing that you want to be careful of is that there are parasites that actually live in this soil. So you have to be very, very careful when you take it out. If you notice, this is indented into a little plastic piece, so it actually tries to separate it from the rest of the lettuce. So there are live parasites that, if they get too old or get into your system, may not be the best for you. So I don't know if you know that or not, but it is definitely the case. And so the way that we can avoid any issues with this, let me move this over. Hold on, everybody, gotta do a little dance here. Move this over, move the cooking piece over, and bring the cutting piece just a little bit closer. will show you the very best way to cut your lettuce. So stand by, everybody. Go. Okay. We bring the cutting board back now. Alrighty. Okay. That feels much better. Now, just for those of you who joined us late, here is the pumpkin. It absolutely is gorgeous. There's nothing in this. There's no salt. There's no sugar. There's no preservatives. This is just fresh pumpkin. 2 3-pound pumpkins baked at 400 degrees yesterday for about 40 minutes. Cooled, peeled, thrown into the food processor, whirred around. You didn't have to drain any water out of it. It was just absolutely perfect, and it filled 1 full quart-sized mason jar. It was absolutely, it looks beautiful and it tastes beautiful. Just one more taste. So good. This will keep in the refrigerator for about 2 weeks. Keep in the freezer for 6 months. Everything keeps in the freezer for 6 months. And if you buy your pumpkins, I mean, this is the point of bringing this up right now. It's too early to really think about Thanksgiving, but it's not, because if you want to use the little tiger pumpkins for soup bowls, for butternut squash soup for Thanksgiving, if you don't buy them by November 1st, they're off the shelves. In fact, if you don't buy them now, they are going to be all gone because the stores don't keep them in stock in the month of November. They get rid of all the pumpkins and they start with Christmas, and everybody has forgotten Thanksgiving. So my advice is go now, buy those tiger pumpkins, buy your pie pumpkins. Costco has these fabulous pie pumpkins. You're just not gonna believe how fantastic they're. $5, $4.99 for 2, and I mean, they were absolutely fantastic, as you can see. So go out, buy them now. Keep them in the refrigerator until maybe a week before Thanksgiving or 10 days before Thanksgiving, and start making your pumpkin, and you're going to have the best pumpkin pies you've ever had in your life. Okay, so are we ready? We're opening this like this. We're going to turn this over, separating and sort of squishing together so you can really separate. And I'm very careful to not cut onto the cutting board because I just don't want those parasites that are in the soil to get anywhere near. And then we will take this, always throwing that away, keeping it away from all the other foods that we have. You know, these things they don't tell you when you buy them, so you always want to be very careful. And let's really wash off the back end really good. Make sure all the little crumbles of soil are off. And then we're going to lose a few leaves along the way, but no worries. Just put them on your kitchen rack or in a colander like this. I'm going to fill this with water. Turn upside down and rinse. Rinse with water again. Rinse the outside one more time. Give it a shake. That's it. That's it. We've got one more to go. So let me grab the one more. And that's it. Let's see, what did Frank say? Frank said today another plane crash. This time, a Boeing airplane with 21 passengers crashed in Texas. Well, that's scary because that's number 2, right? That's number 2. So now we start counting to 3. Geez, I'm sorry to hear that. What airline do you know, Lisa? What airline was that? Frank may know, but Lisa is a previous flight attendant, or when she was flying, she was a stewardess, but she became a flight attendant. For TWA, amazing TWA Airlines. And so she keeps an eye on all of that. She's my go-to airplane girl. And Frank, where are you right now? Where are you? Where are you? Hate that one. those planes go, and we're like, oh dear, another one. So, okay, let's move on to happier things. Okay, hoarding and plane crashing, not my favorite subjects. Okay, washing the outside, washing the inside. Let's see. That it wasn't it a private charter? I don't know. Was it? I have no idea. Sounds like it might have been, just because it was 21 people. Did anybody survive? Does anybody know if they survived? Okay. All right. This one did not fall apart. And so I'm going to leave these upside down on the kitchen rack and letting them air dry. Let all of the air. I'll cover them with a paper towel. Actually, I'm not going to cover them with paper towel. I'm just going to tell you what to cover them with. I'm going to take this sackcloth and I'm going to cover them with sackcloth. Why? Because I'm trying to not run out of paper towels in the next couple of weeks until I get some. So I can definitely use this as a way to keep them air safe, and this is very, air flows through it. It's just cotton sackcloth. I can use it to dry the lettuce, and I prefer it anyway. It's beautiful, right? And that's it. Okay, let's see. The Wintermen say, that's awful. Don retired from Boeing. He was a structural mechanic, building commercial and military planes. Well, thank him for his service on that, really. And we can all relate to all of the part that ourselves and our neighbors and our loved ones, our friends, our family, all play in the development of the American story. Without each and every one of us, there could be no American story. So it is a beautiful thing that to give gratitude to our neighbors and thank them for every role that they play in whatever it is that we do. I mean, look at Frank. He is an over-the-road trucker who delivers goods, especially during, think about that, especially during the shutdown. Frank was gainfully employed in delivering all over this country so that those that were hoarding toilet paper, he was delivering new toilet paper to everybody. So thank you to Frank and the role that everybody played in whatever you did to keep America strong during that horrible time. So regardless of anything else, we are all neighbors in love and spirit, I say. So, okay, and I just burned myself. Okay, let's open this up. So there's lots of juice in here. But the meat did cook now, so I'll give it a chance to evaporate. I'm going to turn it off because we're not going to eat for a while yet. Poor Tom, he smells all this delicious food, and then he comes down at 4 o'clock and says, are we eating now? But let me tell you where I am going, and I will post pictures, but I have to go to my tailor. I have the most amazing dress that I'm wearing to our Broadcasters Gala, where my husband and I are being honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award. And I have been going for fittings and fittings and fittings on a dress, and we had to tear it apart and start back over again. So it's just how it came together. So I am going for my final fitting today and hoping that that will be the end of it. So I just want to take that dress home, and I've got to pick up the dress I'm wearing to Tanya's wedding. I'm excited about the wedding as well. So remember, tomorrow, join us for the garden cards, garden guidance cards with Brittany Bivens. There we go, garden guidance cards with Brittany Bivens. What is your favorite card? We'll pick and talk. She's so inspirational. She knows so much about gardening and food. She's joining us from Maui, Hawaii, and it's going to be a great interview and a great show. One thing I wanted to tell you, tomorrow I'm so excited about this. Can I just tell you guys what I'm doing tomorrow morning? So we auctioned off a cooking immersive experience for the underprivileged youth of Clark County. And we are bringing together the Sheriff of Clark County along with his officers to have this cooking experience along with this underprivileged youth. And what we're doing in that experience is building a bridge between the youth in these communities where they are not feeling loved by the officers, and we are showing them as human. When we get out, we're going to Garden Farms of Nevada. The students and the officers are going to be planting seeds, and they are going to be harvesting vegetables, officers and kids. And then the entire group of everybody is going to be making pizzas out of what they picked. And so they're going to learn and understand the earth and what the earth provides them, that they can find food in other areas at a Smith's Food King or an Albertsons or a 7-Eleven, that you can grow your own food, whether it's in a pot on your balcony or your backyard. And thank you so much, Judy, for that comment. So it's going to be a great experience. It starts about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and somebody's going to be taking videos and different things, and I'm going to post it on Instagram and also Gather with Nanny Bubby. So it should be a phenomenal day out there, and it gives the officers and the students a chance to literally come together and to be on the same level playing field, because most of the officers and most of the kids are actually at the same place in their cooking journey, and that gives them a chance to understand each other on a completely different level. So I'm really, really excited about it. It's probably one of the most exciting things I've ever done. So I will bring videos and post them and share with all of you. So that's it for today. I just have to show this pumpkin one more time. What do you think? Beautiful, huh? Look how orange that is. I'm going to show you what it looks like compared to pumpkin in a can, right? Why would you ever want to eat that if you didn't have to, and if it was just as easy, almost, to buy pie pumpkins and make them yourself? So we're going to explore that in the next week or so, and with that, I will say goodbye on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go out and spread love like butter. See you tomorrow, everybody, 3 p.m. Bye, everybody.